In this podcast episode, Michael Saylor, a renowned technology entrepreneur and one of the largest Bitcoin holders in the world, shares his insights on artificial intelligence, digital currencies, wealth building strategies, and the transformative power of technology on human life and society. He discusses how AI has accelerated innovation, the unique attributes of Bitcoin compared to traditional assets, and offers practical advice for navigating the upcoming economic and technological transitions. Throughout the conversation, Saylor reflects on long-term thinking, investment risks, and the importance of digital empowerment in the modern age. Michael begins by highlighting how artificial intelligence provided a breakthrough solution that led to his company generating $15 billion in revenue within a year. He stresses that the value of AI lies not in outworking machines, but in leveraging their ability to create novel solutions that have never existed before. Saylor recounts how his firm used AI tools to design a pioneering financial instrument, a convertible preferred stock backed by Bitcoin that no one had conceived previously. This innovation broke traditional boundaries in financial engineering, digital assets, and securities law. He points out that widely accepted tools like ChatGPT enabled this breakthrough by providing practical legal and financial frameworks that helped his company raise billions in capital, demonstrating AI's role as a multiplier of human creativity and business ingenuity. Saylor passionately advocates Bitcoin as the ultimate form of digital empowerment and property ownership. Unlike cash, which can be seized physically or withheld by banks and governments, Bitcoin is permissionless and private, transferable instantly across borders without intermediaries. He contrasts Bitcoin with fiat money, explaining how government-issued currencies lose about 7% of their value annually, while Bitcoin's fixed supply offers a hedge against inflation. He places Bitcoin alongside traditional investment assets like gold, the S&P 500, and real estate, but highlights its superior growth rate, roughly 33% annually, making it an optimal long-term store of value, especially for people in countries with unstable fiat currencies. Saylor emphasizes that Bitcoin's scarcity and digital nature give it an advantage over physical assets, which are subject to higher risk, maintenance costs, and inflexibility. Regarding real estate, Saylor explains why buying a house is often an inefficient wealth-building strategy, given property taxes, maintenance costs, and illiquidity. Commercial real estate fares better because rental income can offset costs, but both remain complex investments requiring significant industry expertise. Conversely, the stock market, particularly broad indices like the S&P 500, offers liquid, diversified returns and remains a reliable option for conventional investors, yielding approximately 10 to 15% annually. Gold, while a solid capital asset, lags behind Bitcoin's remarkable appreciation. Saylor's advice is clear. Invest in assets that factories, robots, or AI cannot replicate infinitely, scarce goods like stocks in leading companies, gold, and Bitcoin. Michael acknowledges the profound acceleration of AI and robotics, comparing today's technological boom to historical S-curves of innovation, where periods of rapid growth eventually slow as maturity is reached. He predicts a near future dominated by AI-driven automation across domains like law, healthcare, creative arts, and transportation, leading to an impending age of abundance. However, he questions Elon Musk's optimistic view that money may become obsolete, explaining that while basic goods may become plentiful and low cost, scarcity will continue to exist in luxury, exclusivity, and status goods. Human desires for differentiation and aspirational goods, private jets, luxury homes, or specialized services will sustain money's relevance. Thus, AI's abundance will primarily affect utilitarian goods, while wealth and capital assets will remain vital. Saylor shares his personal experience with AI assistants that grow smarter weekly, noting how effortlessly they handle tasks that once required years of human expertise. He underscores the importance of humans learning not only to perform tasks, but to effectively prompt AI to generate unprecedented ideas and solutions. Creativity, he insists, will not disappear. It will evolve to focus on harnessing AI's potential to do what no one has done before. For content creators and entrepreneurs, success lies in mastering digital platforms and AI tools to produce exceptional, high-quality work rather than resisting automation efforts. This strategic embrace of innovation contrasts with traditional approaches that emphasize brute force or volume. Drawing from history, Michael explains the concept of the S-curve in technology innovation, which describes rapid initial growth followed by diminishing returns and eventual stagnation. He cites examples from aviation, semiconductor advances, and consumer electronics to illustrate how industries must pivot to the next S-curve to avoid irrelevance. For example, smartphones evolved rapidly in early versions, but have since plateaued, prompting shifts toward AI integration, smart glasses, and augmented reality devices. He encourages individuals and organizations to identify emergent technologies on the cusp of their growth phase and innovate within those spaces to find magic opportunities for success. Saylor describes his company's strategy to amass Bitcoin as a fundamental capital asset, raising approximately $65 billion, mostly through debt instruments such as convertible bonds and preferred stocks backed by Bitcoin. Faced with market skepticism and short sellers doubting the company's ability to liquidate Bitcoin holdings without crashing prices, Saylor explains why they recently sold a controlled amount of Bitcoin to prove market liquidity and transparency. This move stabilized their credit instruments and disproved false narratives of systemic failure. Despite these sales, Saylor emphasizes their company's commitment to long-term Bitcoin accumulation, believing it will appreciate about 30% annually over the next 2 decades. Michael advises entrepreneurs to adopt AI tools as essential instruments akin to learning reading, writing, and math. He stresses domain expertise combined with AI-assisted creativity to produce new products or drastically improve existing services, especially where they can scale exponentially and serve mass markets affordably. Entrepreneurs should focus intensely rather than diversifying prematurely and must navigate experimentation with patience, expecting multiple failures before achieving breakthroughs. Long-term commitment, learning from history, and careful curation of information and relationships are vital ingredients for success in a rapidly changing landscape. The discussion addresses challenges faced by modern content creators dealing with saturation and algorithmic changes that fragment audiences. Although AI exponentially increases content production capacity globally, attention remains limited, creating fierce competition. Saylor stresses that the moat for creators lies in producing uniquely valuable and high-quality content that resonates deeply with their target audience. He highlights how localization, such as translating content into multiple languages using AI, can unlock untapped markets and serve underserved audiences, creating lasting competitive advantages. Michael and the host explore the value of long-term thinking and focus, drawing parallels with historical industrial giants and visionary entrepreneurs like Elon Musk. Saylor emphasizes leveraging existing strengths, loyal customers, distribution networks, or unique assets to build scalable, sustainable businesses. He advises against chasing every new opportunity superficially, instead, investing years to develop core advantages that can compound over decades. The willingness to accept early loss-making in pursuit of establishing dominant market positions, like Amazon Prime's long window of cash flow negativity, exemplifies this mindset. Longevity and resilience emerge as key competitive edges amid fast-moving technology cycles. Beyond business, Michael shares tenets vital for young adults building strong lives and careers. These include focusing energy deliberately, guarding time, continuous learning, both mental and physical training, independent thinking, curating supportive social environments, maintaining promises, cultivating optimism, and embracing a mission-driven mindset. Having a life purpose, such as preaching digital empowerment, grounds daily actions and inspires perseverance. These principles echo throughout Saylor's journey, reflecting how personal discipline intertwines with visionary ambition. Saylor highlights the importance of revisiting classical knowledge like applied statistics and comprehensive world history as tools to develop sound reasoning and avoid cognitive biases. He suggests the civilizational perspective gained from detailed historical study tempers arrogance and enriches one's understanding of contemporary challenges. Similarly, mastery of statistical thinking helps distinguish meaningful signals from randomness, a skill essential in the data-driven AI era. These intellectual foundations remain crucial since AI cannot substitute for human judgment and real-time common sense in complex decisions. Ultimately, Michael views Bitcoin as more than just an investment. It's a vehicle for economic sovereignty and individual empowerment in an increasingly surveilled and centralized world. Digital capital enables people to own property free from governmental or institutional interference, enhancing fairness and equity globally. He believes technology gifts humanity unprecedented potential for prosperity, longer health spans, and creative freedom. While some aspects of life may change dramatically due to AI and abundance, fundamental human pursuits, status, exclusivity, and meaning will ensure money and wealth creation remain relevant far into the future.